Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3. Test, test, test. Test, test. Is the stream on? I managed to close the stream. Test, test, test. Test, test. Is the stream on? I managed to close the stream. Test, test, test. Test, test. Is the stream on? I managed to close the stream. To close the test. Test, test. Is the stream on? I managed to close the stream. To close the test. Test, test. Is the stream on? I managed to close the stream. To close the test. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Oh, there we go. Oh. I managed to close the stream again. Sorry about that again. I think it should be working fine now. I managed to close the stream. Yeah. I'm spacing. Okay. I think everything's fine now. Hello everybody, welcome to Bitcoin Daily, 9 AM Central European Time on the dollar. We do the show every day, Monday to Friday, because we gotta know what's happening in Bitcoin, altcoins and everything else. And guys, DXY is finally going towards the upside. We're gonna look at DXY, we're gonna look at stock market. Is this pump realistic or not? Are we gonna go down? Are we gonna go up? Is this the bull that everybody is talking about? I gotta tell you, I'm not convinced. I'm gonna show you some very bearish stuff on the chart. Bitcoin is only up 0.36%, so we're gonna check out what's Bitcoin doing up here. Is it actually good or not? But you know, it's just hitting some kind of resistance. And I've been reading financial newspaper in Norway, and there was this guy from The Big Short. I think you know who the guy is. Let's find the article first. I forgot to do this. I had where is it? The article was somewhere down here about. Where was the article? There, Big Short, Bury, with very bad news. So, everything stopped. Are we still live? There we go. So there is a you know, the article's not that long, but here he says very interesting things. We're gonna talk about this a little bit. You know, what does he think about that? This is actually quite you know, short-term bullish for us, might be. So there is that. Happy New Year, bro. Happy New Year. How you doing? Decentraplan, what's up? How you doing, man? What's up? Let me just see here in the chats. Oh, very nice. Decentraplan sent me some very nice AI generated images. Look at this, guys. This is AI generated image, guys. This is AI generated image. Isn't this beautiful? And you tell me that, you know, AI is not gonna surpass everything you see. I mean, AI is gonna be insanely, you know, look at this. Like, it's such nice art. This is AI generated art. I mean, it can draw better than anybody. Look at this. And it does look very realistic as well. Copy humans, drawing humans as well. I mean, the level of detail is quite astonishing though. It is getting better by the day. It is getting, like, if it can do this right now in some kind of beta and stuff like that, right? If it can do this now, just imagine where the AI will be, you know, 10 years ahead in time, 10 years in time. It's just fantastic to, you know, create images. Yeah, I mean, you know, I always become, you know, super, what are you gonna say? Super excited when I see stuff like this. I mean, I'm a little bit scared of, you know, what AI will be able to do in the future, but the amount of detail and level it can actually create is just astonishing. I especially like these kind of images. You know, this some kind of retro style, you know, 1980s kind of style, you know, drawings. But you know, you can see here that the buildings are not actually that good, but you know, it's getting better. It's getting better. It's definitely getting better. But man, you know, every time I see the humans I mean, I'm trying to draw a little bit. I don't want to show you my drawings, but you know, I'm trying to, but you know, the way it can actually, you know, generate these images, you know, in seconds, it's insane. It's insane. The fish is nice. The fish is very nice. This is AI generated. M&Ms. Very nice, very nice. Thanks for the drawings, Central Plane. You know, you create some very nice art. This is like insanely beautiful. What do you use DALL-E to make these images? I'm wondering about that. Anyways, guys, who's in the chat? The Central Plane, what's up? How you doing, man? Sola Claudio, hey guys, we gotta know. Christo, what's cooking? DXY is cooking. Tired Legs. Happy New Year, Happy New Year. I thought that was a coin. Hage NY. I was like, which coin is Hage NY? There is no coin. Yeah, Honey Swap. There is, you know, if there is 3 letters, there is probably a coin. Can Bitcoin go down to 12K before bull run begins? Rotimi asks. It can definitely happen. Not gonna, you know, rule that out. Yeah, boy, Jurgen, how you doing, man? Happy New Year, Sputnik. Happy New Year, Thomas. What's up? 10-4. It's working. I'm spacing out. Hello, mate. Happy New Year, George. What's up? Hello, Mr. Happy New Year. Michael Burry is always bearish every year. Don't believe him. That is a little bit true. But what he says here, even though it, you know, sounds bullish, it might be, you know, even though it sounds bearish, it might be a little bit bullish, you know, short term. I am AI bullish. Yeah, AI is awesome. Like AI creates such a nice, you know, art. It's insane. It's insane. Hey, sorry, I'm late. No, you just on time. We can create NFTs and sell them on the market. I am a little bit scared, you know, put stuffing NFTs on the market because I think SEC is gonna go for NFTs as well. So, you know, it's only a matter of time. Didn't get notifications. I don't know if you know, somebody gets, somebody doesn't. What's your prediction for 2023? I don't have any, but we will also look at, you know, long-term chart of Bitcoin, and we'll, you know, look at these halving events, and we'll try to see what we are on the track to get some kind of pump soon. So that is that. Not interested in AI until it thinks for itself. At the moment, it's nothing but a program dictionary. ChatGPT is a big disappointment. Yes, but it's better than Google. Have you tried using as a Google? Like, I understand that it's a big dictionary, but it's a very good dictionary. It can find stuff, you know, faster and better than Google can. Because when you ask Google something, it will give you sites and, you know, where you can find other stuff. But when you ask, you know, the ChatGPT, it will give you answers on the questions without opening any sites. So it's a very good dictionary so far. Very, very good. And it's getting better by the day. Good day projects to invest. Maybe. I think anything AI is a good investment right now. Happy New Year, Tiela. Happy New Year, Abby. So, guys, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the Bitcoin Daily, 9 a.m. Central European time on the dollar. We do the show. I'm a little bit late today because I had to, you know, drive the car because somebody crashed into my car on the parking lot. So I had to take it in, you know, to get the, you know, to figure out how much it's gonna cost and stuff like that. Anyways, let's start. Where are we gonna start? We're gonna start with Bitcoin now. We're gonna start with the most interesting chart right now, and that's the DXY. And as you remember before, we've been talking about it, that this DXY, this pattern over here, will break towards upside eventually over here. Right over here, we thought it's gonna break, you know, because it was creating some kind of triangle here. This triangle broke towards downside, came to this bottom, and right now it's you know, it is you know, blowing through the roof above 1020 moving average. If it closes up here above this, I'm thinking this is definitely going to continue more towards the upside. Now, I did see even you know, in Norwegian financial news that, you know, S&P and stock market is going towards the upside. People are a little bit bullish. I've seen it also in the chat that people are a little bit, you know, optimistic towards upside. I am thinking that that's not the case right now. To be and the reason is that this is the big reason over here. Now, the problem with DXY, although it is going towards the upside, it can of course get rejected over here, it can get rejected over here, it can get rejected these stops up here, it can always get rejected. It can go also to all-time high up here over here and then get rejected because it can create this, you know, a higher high with a divergence on bottom and then pull back. So right now this move towards downside is pretty much done. It looks pretty much done. The trend is breaking towards over here to right now, and right now the big question is how high this is gonna go. how high this is gonna go. Is it just gonna go a little bit and then, you know, go back below the support, fail? Is it gonna go higher up here? You know, we gotta follow the DXY and see what's gonna do next. But it doesn't look that good. Also over here, it doesn't look good because right now it did fall below the 50 moving average, and right now it's having this quick big move towards upside. Still 3 days left and 14 hours, but we got already up here some kind of, you know, resistance. This the 10 moving average resistance also corresponds very nicely with this bottom down here and this one up here. So there is a huge resistance on 105. Are we gonna go all the way up 105? That's not that much. It's only 1% more up towards upside. I think that might be the best case scenario, and then go towards downside. But this 20 moving average up here at the top is kind of getting me a little worried. We got this resistance up here, or support, previous resistance. Right now it's gonna act resistance. 20 moving average up here as well. We also got this stop up here. This bottom down here somewhere, something like this. So you can see we got a couple of interesting levels right now to look for over here. The first one is at around 105. The second one is at 107, 108, give or take. And where this will get rejected, that's the big question. I'm not actually counting on this 10 moving average to get rejected that badly, although it can do that. It can do that, but usually these very steep moving averages get, you know, broken up here and then, you know, consolidate, and then they go towards upside while they actually turn towards upside. Over here it's just gonna go something like this, then get rejected by the 20 moving average, and then, you know, everything go towards downside. How is actually gonna play out? The more we analyze, the more we look at the chart, the more we assume things. Assumptions are never good for anything. You know, it just gets worse by the day. Monthly time frame is also not that good, although we did break certain trends up here. So you can see up here we had one trend over here, or one channel over here. This channel got broken towards downside. We created a new trend up here, and right now we did break that trend towards downside over here. Now the problem up here is that the trend is not yet actually broken. Even if you put something like this up here, the trend is not actually broken. We did go up over here towards the upside, and we are right now just crashing onto the support up here. Now this support might go something like this up here, go towards 10-20 moving average, and then eventually go towards downside. But you know, this monthly time frame, it can take a long time, 6 months to a year, because if you look at it, you know, when this year end up here, you know, 2023 ends up here. So you know, this move can do something like this up here, you know, and then break towards downside. It can go up here as well and then break towards downside. It can go all the way up here, get some kind of, you know, do the thing that Bitcoin did up here: extension, smack, hug, you know, layers, pump, and then dump pattern. You know, you know, a lot of this is, you know, this can play out a lot of ways. The problem is that the DXY right now is on a monthly time frame, and this monthly time frame can take a very long time, 6 months to a year's time, until we actually get some kind of, you know, maybe up here a higher high up here. If you get some kind of higher high, let me just pull out the RSI. If you do get some kind of higher high up here on the chart, we might get some kind of divergence up here on the RSI, and then we can pull back. Now this, you know, monthly, this can, you know, go for a while before it actually breaks towards upside or towards downside eventually, right? But it can take a long time. Now DXY is bullish, guys. You gotta know that DXY is bullish. I'm gonna show you up here. We're gonna go to you know, yearly chart up here, because this chart does not close that often. It closes once a year, and the problem is up here that we managed to close the yearly chart above the previous levels up here. So we managed to close up here above the resistance, above the previous lows up here, and there is doesn't matter how you draw this this chart up here. I mean, everything is broken. Maybe something up here. Yeah, everything is broken. Literally everything is broken. Maybe there's some kind of line up here that I'm not seeing. Something like this over here that's not being broken. Maybe this is the hopium line. Maybe this is some kind of hopium line that we are right now hitting, or something like that. Might be that. I mean, there we go. It's a nice line up here. Maybe we are hitting some kind of resistance, but we gotta assume it is bullish, because it did break the resistance up here. It did break the resistance on the yearly time frame. Right now we got some kind of supports between 89 and 197, but there is no divergence up here. There is no divergence. The momentum is also crossing the zero line up here on the yearly time frame, which is very bad. So there are only very, you know, strongly bullish moves on happening on the on the chart. Only you know, bullish moves happening on the chart up here, because there is no divergence. The momentum is still going towards upside up here. It is slowly, you know, climbing towards upside up here. This has been going on since 2016 up here. Right now it's exploding towards upside. It went all the way up to 150. Right now pulled back a little bit, but closed above the, you know, certain levels. So looking at, you know, the yearly time frame on DXY, this does not look like it's gonna stop right now, because we don't see anything right now on the charts, at least on the yearly charts. Now looking on the yearly charts, we don't have to be careful, you know, we don't have to be, you know, worried that this is gonna, you know, do something like this over here. Now it can do that over here, but it's not gonna be, you know, 2023 is not gonna end at 142, but it can end, you know, somewhere up here. Let's look at these big moves up here. This is a 15% move. This is a 12% move. This is a 12% move, and this over here is a 13% move. So let's assume worst case scenario, we close with a 15% move up here. 120 for the close end of the year. That's up here above this previous last move up here. If it does, you know, one of these 15% moves towards upside, DXY, because these are the biggest moves that, you know, it did. 12%, between 12 and 15% up here. 12%, because between 12 and 50% in a yearly time frame. So if DXY continues rallying towards upside, you know, 15%, you know, how will it affect actually the stock markets? That's a big question. That's a big question, but it is not bearish. I'm gonna tell you that I don't see anything bearish on the chart up here. It did break the trend. It can go up higher up here, but until we get some kind of rejection from any kind of resistance, right now we have to assume that this is actually bullish for DXY and actually bearish for stock markets. Now I can see up here this you know, the daily candle up here is not yet closed, but it is above the 10 and 20 moving average. So I would say if this daily candle closes above 104.46, give or take up here, if it closes above that level over here, I think, and you know, it managed to stay tomorrow as well above that level, I think that's very bullish indications for DXY. That means that, you know, stock market might you know, suffer a little bit. So let's see up here how stock market is doing. This is S&P 500. What you're gonna see on the S&P 500 is daily time frame up here. We are actually you know, climbing still towards this resistance up here. There's major resistance at 39.15 up here. Right now we are hitting that resistance as well. The same thing goes for the what's called for the Dow Jones. Dow Jones actually got above the 20 moving average up here, hit some kind of resistance up here at the top, and right now, you know, it's staying there over here. So you can see right now, already right now, the S&P and the, let's see where this level is, all the way up there at 39. So S&P 500, Dow Jones already hitting some very important resistance level. The only thing that's not hitting important resistance level is the Nasdaq chart up here. It is above the sorry, this is 3rd January. Yeah. It is above the 10 moving average, but the day is not closed yet. So it hit this, sorry about that. There we go. Let's go back. It did go up above the 20 moving average, but it can definitely close below below the 10 moving average before the day is done. So, you know, not gonna say anything much now, but as you can see right now, you know, the DXY is pumping. The stock market is also going towards upside, but stock market is only going up to the resistance, while DXY is breaking the resistance towards upside and is pumping from the support. So the question is, what's going to happen next? And I gotta tell you, I'm not that you know, optimistic right now. I'm not that optimistic right now. There are definitely indications that it might, you know, go up a little bit more over here on the Nasdaq. For example, we are getting this, you know, triple bottom down here. But you know, is this gonna hold the, you know, and we gonna, you know, break the trend towards upside up here or not? That depends to be seen. The Nasdaq up here, if you zoom out a little bit up here, we already broke the trend up here as you know, and then we continued breaking the trend over here, right? And so right now we are hitting this resistance over here. The big question is, are we gonna go above the resistance, or are we gonna get, you know, smacked down? We are already holding this 50 moving average up here, but it does look more like, you know, since already broke the trend once, 2 times, failed up here, it looks like it wants to go towards downside. So I'm not really optimistic on the stock market, guys. I'm not optimistic on the stock market when it comes to this up here. And the S&P 500 also hitting this resistance up here. Right now, the big question is it gonna break? Now let's zoom out even more up here to the weekly time frame. What you're gonna see here, there are a couple of patterns up here that are very nice on the stock market, and you gotta ask yourself. I'm gonna show you 3 patterns up here, what's happening right now. So we're gonna take these last 2 tops up here, maybe even this up here, doesn't matter. Let's try this up here and put something like this over here. So this looks like some kind of, you know, some kind of channel towards downside. Now these channels towards downside are bullish, but every time these channels towards downside or, you know, break towards downside, over here they have a big dump. So are we gonna expect a big dump in 2023 towards downside? We could do that. I mean, you know, the world's a little bit shaky place right now, so, you know, there is that. But it does have this, you know, trend towards downside. We did hit the bottom 2 times. We did hit the top up here 2 times, 3 times if you know, take into account this move up here. And right now, after this move up here, are we just gonna, you know, do this and then break towards the upside? Who knows, who knows. We also got 200 moving average. Are we gonna go down here, then do something like this and then break on downside? When the big dump is gonna happen, I don't know, guys, I don't know. But the only thing we need to know right now that we did, you know, go up here with the S&P to the 50 moving average, and we tried the secondary time to go to the, you know, up here. We failed that big time. We went below the moving averages, and this to me looks very weak and looks like it wants to break towards downside. The same thing goes for the let's go Nasdaq first up here. Nasdaq is a little bit different. It doesn't have a channel. What Nasdaq has is a falling wedge up here, something like this up here. And what you're gonna see on Nasdaq, it has a falling wedge towards downside over here, and these falling wedges, again, just like channel, they are actually bullish, right? They break towards downside, but let's assume they do break, you know, down. You know, falling wedge breaks towards downside, and S&P 500 also breaks towards downside down here. Now that could be very bad, because these, you gotta understand, even though you got a bullish pattern or something like that, they can always break to the other side, which might actually be very bad for us. So right now we have this falling wedge on the Nasdaq. We got a channel on the S&P 500, and on the Dow Jones we actually broke up here towards upside. So there is this channel up here. It looks like it's broken towards upside up here 2 times, but it's not continuing up here. So it's holding support. So this is the only thing that's holding support. So I was thinking, is this really a channel? I mean, you know, the lines are definitely very legit up here. Very legit up here. So this is definitely a channel that broke towards the upside, but it's kind of failing to go higher. So I was thinking, maybe it's not a channel, maybe it's expanding musical instrument sideways up here. Like it could definitely be that. It could definitely be some kind of, you know, expanding musical instrument towards downside, where we go again the bottom side down here and then go towards downside up here. But you can see up here any kind of scenario up here, because, you know, the price doesn't go straight, you know, straight down. It slowly goes down, breaks the support, and then you have these big dumps. So it does look like it might, you know, because this is start of 2023. This is, you know, 2023 ending. So this is 1 year's time. This weekly time frame, right? This is 1 year's time. So, you know, somewhere around the, you know, somewhere around 23, 24, if you're gonna get a big dump, this is gonna get towards downside. 2023 can really be a bad year for us, guys. It can be very bad year. Why? Because this, both the channel on the S&P 500 up here can right now go towards downside up here. It does already look weak, and then break it on downside. The Nasdaq can also go slowly towards downside up here, and then break towards downside. And the same thing, you know, the Dow Jones can actually do as well, go towards downside and break it on downside. So we cannot say right now that this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen, because it doesn't have to happen. This can of course break also up here towards the upside. The Dow Jones can also break towards the upside, and the Nasdaq can also break towards the upside. And you must say, oh, it's 50-50. It's not 50-50, because we are looking for support and holding, and resistance rejecting. And right now we don't have that much. What we do have is the resistance being, you know, resistance being legit, and it's pushing us down below the supports. So we did break support. So we are already a little bit bearish. Up here as well. Up here we hit this resistance up here at the top. Right now we are below the support, so we still haven't broken the resistance, so we are still a little bit bearish up here, although the 50 and the 20 moving average are still above us. So Dow Jones is looking okay-ish, and the S&P 500 up here as well got this move to the 50 moving average, tried to have a big move towards downside, fell below 1020, and right now it's still down there, you know, trying to climb towards the upside, but it does kind of look a little bit weak. So what we know on the stock market right now is that stock market looks weak. We had a nice move towards the upside, but unfortunately DXY is pumping like crazy, guys. DXY is pumping like crazy up here. and it's just going towards upside, so the big question is how high we're gonna go with the DXY. This is 1%, so hopefully, you know, next 15 days does, you know, 1% every time, and it just kind of stops, you know, and then turns around. Hopefully some of these resistance can, you know, hold and push it back towards downside. But if it right now, it does look like it wants to continue towards the upside, and if we assume that, you know, DXY and the stock market is correlated, we gotta assume that it is bearish. Unfortunately. And how this is gonna play out, that is kind of, you know, hard to say. The Bitcoin up here came up to 16.8 like we thought yesterday up here. This on the daily time frame yesterday, 16.8, got rejected by that, close below the all of the moving average. Right now it's trying to do the same thing, but there is huge amount of resistance up here around 16.7, 16.8, and as you can see, we are just at the resistance. We haven't broken anything. Weekly time frame, we're still below the very major levels up here. We didn't even come up here to the any kind of top up here. And I'm still thinking, if you're gonna get any kind of bullish momentum up here, I think we need to do this move towards downside down here, get some kind of divergence, and then have a big move towards downside. Because right now we don't have anything. We just got some kind of channel up here that might actually propel us towards the upside, but I don't see anything you know, extremely bullish on the chart. Extremely bullish. There are definitely some indications up here. For example, this up here might be a, you know, a cup and handle pattern that's playing out, but we are still below the resistance on the cup and handle pattern, and I do hope this actually plays out. Maybe something like this over here. Where was it? Something like this, maybe something like this. So you can see up here, there is a cup up here, and there right now we are creating this handle. So we gotta get above 16.7, 16, you know, the resistance up there. We are close, but not yet above the resistance. So I'm gonna become bullish when we get above these resistances, but we are not just quite there yet. Unfortunately not there yet. And weekly time frame up here, of course, it's not giving us anything. So let me see just one more thing up here before we go to the next chart. Yeah, the monthly time frame up here. Yeah, that was the level. Wasn't that the level? I forgot about the level. Doesn't matter. When moon is soon. Moon is on the 7th of January. You know, the full moon is on the 7th of January. So we got, you know, 3-4 days left until the full moon kicks in. So maybe that's gonna propel us towards the upside. We gotta check that. I think we'll go above 18K and then go 12K. My 2 cents. Your 2 cents are worth just as much as everybody else's 2 cents, but thanks for input, you know, I do appreciate it. So there is that. 18K is pretty high. 18K would actually break a lot of stuff up here. 18K will actually break a lot of stuff up here, which will be very, very bullish. So do something like this. It's possible. I think it's more likely right now to get rejected over here than actually to pump, but if we do see some kind of pump, we gotta assume bullishness. But right now I don't see that bullishness. Right now I don't see the bullishness. And right now what we're gonna do up here is we're gonna go to the daily time frame, weekly time frame on Bitcoin, history of Bitcoin. We're gonna add the chart up here. Halvening, Bitcoin halvening, 3 peaks bull close. What's this? Past dates. I don't know what this is, but there was about one Bitcoin half. Now this kind of events. There we go. I think it's events. In 966 days, so it's around here. It's February 24, but I think it's like people said, like it's March. It's more like March. Bitcoin block miner reward number 2. Yeah. So this is this one. Labels, there we go. So there we go. These are the Bitcoin halves. As you can see right now, we are coming very, very close to where this, you know, pump, if there is supposed to be pump up here, we are coming very, very close to that, guys. We are coming very close to that. So, you know, if you are not at the bottom, I don't know what we are doing. If you are not at the bottom right now, I don't know what we are doing. Because let's assume previous dates up here. Let's go back in time up here. From the very bottom, 77 bars. From the very bottom up here, previously, 73 bars. And right now, we are 62 bars from the very bottom. Up here was 70 bars, 77 bars, 72 bars, give or take. But up here, let's assume this is the bottom. 68 bars right now from the halvening, where we are actually higher than actually the bottom. So we got 68 bars. How much? This is 68. So a little bit, you know, 2024 is the date. But are we gonna get one of these, you know, big moves down where we, you know, do this up here? Because over here we did that, over here we did that as well. I don't know if you can see that, but oftentimes before major rallies you get some kind of, you know, pre-dump. You get some kind of pre-dump up here, you know, pre-dump up here before we rally towards upside. Now the big question is how big this pre-dump is gonna be. Is it just gonna be small pre-dump or something like that? Are we just gonna, you know, start going up here and then you have a pre-dump over here, like over here? You know, there are big questions to be answered, right? But the moral of the story is that, you know, if Bitcoin is mathematically modeled like this, if it has these halvenings that, you know, doubles the price every, you know, 4 years, there is no question that it should be, you know, at this point over here in March 2024, whatever the price is at that point, you know, the value should double immediately, right? So it need to be priced in before that. 11K is programmed to happen. We'll just wait. We are waiting for 11K, man. Hopefully not, but you know, we are waiting for 11K. It can definitely happen. So as you saw right now, DXY is actually pumping very, very fast. It's pumping like crazy right now. It's like over here, this is on the 5-minute time frame. DXY is pumping like crazy up here, and up here the stock market is not actually doing the same thing. Stock market is actually following the DXY, although DXY is exploding up here a little bit. But the other scenario that can actually happen when it comes to the, you know, when it comes to stocks versus DXY, let's put DXY down here on the chart. Let's go to daily time frame up here. This is also daily time frame, yeah. The other interesting, you know, theory that can actually happen when it comes to the stock markets and the DXY is that, well, right now when DXY goes towards the upside, stock market goes with it towards the upside, and then when DXY kind of hits some kind of resistance and starts to go towards the downside, we increase speed towards upside. So you can follow DXY, although DXY goes towards upside, and then when it, you know, DXY turns towards downside, it explodes. Stock market closed right now. The stock market is closed, but the futures is not. What we are looking over here is the futures. And I got live charts on the futures, so if you want to look at a 1-minute chart up here on futures, you can see a clock 12:02, 12:03. This is live chart. This is 1-second chart of the stock market right now. I don't know if they have, you know, second charts, but they do definitely have, you know, minute charts up here. So you can see right now. Oh, do we have any kind of, you know? You can see down here. It's 12:02 right now. It's 12:03 over here. 12:03. So, you know, we are looking at the futures chart, and I got live charts, so, you know, without on futures. So there is that. So we can definitely see what's going on. So guys, to recap, DXY did hit the bottom. It is breaking the resistance and trend towards upside. The big question right now is how high it's gonna go. Will it get rejected? Will it continue towards upside? On the big time frames, like monthly and yearly time frame, it does look very bullish. So, you know, if it was some kind of, you know, other chart of some coin, you know, it would be a buying chart. That said, stock market did hit some kind of highs, and today is going a little bit towards upside. Unfortunately, it's hitting some kind of major resistance, at least the way I see it. Also, it looks kind of bearish, you know, looking at some kind of prior, you know, short-term history. So I would assume that if DXY continue towards upside, the stock markets will go down. Now, the bullish, you know, scenario is if DXY goes up and stock market follows DXY towards the upside. That could be very bullish, because as soon as DXY, you know, turns around towards the downside, you know, stock market might increase in speed. On the other hand, it's not, you know, we don't know just now. We need to wait, you know, for some resistance to get broken, some supports to get broken. We need to see some kind of major lines to be broken. But you know, be careful. That's what I'm trying to say. Also, the Bitcoin is not pumping that much right now towards the upside. It's just kind of, you know, hitting some kind of resistance and holding some kind of levels, and it needs to break certain stuff before we become, you know, super bullish. So we are a little bit hopeful right now that this, you know, cup and handle pattern might actually play out. Yeah, that I forgot to show you the line. the cup and handle pattern might play out towards the upside, and if it does that, what you're gonna see up here, if you're not using this wick on the downside, if you're using something like this up here, this move towards the upside goes to something like 72 or something like that up here, important line. And if this cup and handle up here breaks towards the upside, it's going around 7.2, 7.1 give or take. And if you go to the monthly time frame, what you're gonna see here, 7.170 is down here, but it is we could get a bullish engulfing candle up here, but this is a short term. This is a short term. On the weekly time frame up here, if that does happen, we might get some kind of divergence up here at the top. If you go higher, maybe if we don't have any kind of divergence, we might just continue pumping towards the upside. But this 17.2, 17.1 level might be interesting if this cup and handle does play out towards the upside. Now patterns can break towards upside and downside, so it's gonna be interesting. Let me just see one more thing down here on the RSI. If you do break up here towards the upside, we don't have anything. I mean it might be a look at it. If you go all the way up here and create something like that, there will be no divergence. This can actually be very bullish. This can actually be very bullish. Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, we come to the RSI, still climbing towards the zero line up here. We've been watching this for a long time, so even though we have been going up here towards the downside, we are still climbing up here. But I don't know. This to me looks a little bit bullish, maybe a little bit bullish. I think I'm gonna wait until tomorrow. I think I need some more confirmations on some kind of breakouts towards upside or downside. So there is that. Anyways, guys, thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed that. Come back tomorrow, same time, same place. The central plant. Your AI generated art is very nice. How do you make it? That's what I want to know. You can send me a chat in the Telegram if you want. Hey, yes, still here, but markets always do what we don't expect. Everybody expects Bitcoins to go down. Just think at Bitcoin to go up to 70.5, 80 and eliminate all the shorts, and then when I'll take longs to go to 12k. Very probable, man. That is very probable. Of course, we don't know. We just follow the price and bet on whatever has more probability, upside, downside. We take bets. I don't know who said it, but they said, trying to trade against bots and AI on, small time frames like mini time frame, 5 minutes time frame, you cannot do that because they will win every single time. But long term, you can win. But I'm a little bit unsure about that. I think short term is more probable than long term, because long term is such a very, what are you gonna call it? It's very undecisive, unsecure. Anything can happen. That's what I'm trying to say. In long term, anything can happen. Short term, you already know what's up. You already know where the price is moving. So I think short term is easier to trade than long term, at least for now. Guys, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye bye. 9 a.m.